Hello everyone, it's Mercury Bard. We're doing something very different today. I promise you Morrowind will be back soon. I've been freed from the massive leg brace and can do things like sit in a chair. So I will be updating my mod list and adding, because I'm sure things like the crafting framework and OBData have had updates that are essential. Plus, October was Morrowind Modding Madness, and there are, from what I can see on DarkElfGuy's channel, Morrowind Modding Showcases, which I will link below, as always. It looks like the community busted out an amazing effort this year. So many great mods. So I will definitely be adding those to my game. No idea if we will ever get to play those mods because we can't seem to get out of the West Gash. That's a goal for this winter. But what we are here today to do is do some seed unboxing. One of my hobbies is gardening. This will be the third year since I decided to do this. And last year, it all kind of fell apart because I had to leave the state for job training, came back, had to fulfill a bunch of pet sitting commitments that I had made when I was unemployed. Excuse me. Broke a bed frame with my rib cage, blew out my knee, and had reconstructive surgery. That was like the last 6 months of 2023. Hopefully 2024 will go better. But January, December, those are prime seed purchasing times. And I was joking with a friend that I would make an unboxing video, and she was like, do it. So Kylie Riot, this is for you. And I started to do this. This is actually the second take of the video. I accidentally showed my address on the screen. So we will not be doing that again. Not again. So they're actually all out of the boxes. But we will start with this. They are wildflower seeds from American Meadows, the wildflower experts. They are local to Illinois, which is why I got them, because the goal of sowing wildflowers is to attract pollinators. Now I have this big nasty patch about the size of a 3-car garage behind my real garage, which doesn't have power, so it's a glorified shed. But it has been used as a dumping ground for rocks and concrete chunks. Like someone busted up a concrete pad and just threw the rubble back there. Gravel, all kinds of crap, wood chips, all kinds of crap. And nothing grows back there but weeds. And it's very dangerous to take the lawnmower in there because of all the rocks. So when I say weeds, I mean like we get 5-foot-high thistles. Don't know why I'm holding my hand over my head, because if I was standing, I'm 5'8". Anyways, I once told two teenage boys that they could use whatever method they could think of to remove those thistles as long as they didn't set the garage on fire, and they still came back the next year. So, last year I tarped 2/3 of the ground back there, with the intention of smothering all the plants, all the weeds, all the grass, what little grass there is. I don't actually have, I might have some grass, but mostly I have different variations of weed. Anyways, with the intention to smother it. And then this year my plan is to put down cardboard, which I've been saving. I had to buy a replacement for that IKEA bed that I broke with my ribcage, so I saved the box from that. I had a roommate move in and out, and so I saved lots of cardboard from him, unpacking his stuff, and I will put that down. I will put soil on top of it, and I will sow these. Now, they've been in my refrigerator for 2 years. So I'm not sure how well they're going to germinate. So what I'm going to do is probably soon, if I can find some potting soil, I think there's some sitting on my basement steps. Anyways, I will do a test sow of just like a pinch of these and see what happens. Hopefully they germinate and I can use this. I probably won't use the whole bag. I will have to check the instructions about how much you want to sow per square foot, so they don't all suffocate trying to grow at the same time. But if they do germinate, then I will go ahead and use them. If they don't germinate, I don't know. But it smells like potpourri. Like, not my favorite scent, but if nothing else, I have a cool canvas bag. The next one was from the Hudson Valley Seed Company. Now this, I didn't get my full order. I bought a variety pack of potatoes, which will be shipping in April. And by variety pack, I mean red, blue, and I think what we would think of as a regular baking potato, or maybe a yellow potato. I've never had a blue potato. I'm really interested in seeing what they taste like and look like. I'm not a huge eater of fruits and vegetables. I have very sensitive taste and smell, and I also have texture issues. So, but we're going to explore. As Jess Seward from Roots and Refuge Farms likes to say, store-bought tomatoes taste like sadness. So I'm going to try and grow some and see if I actually like them. And I'm also going to be growing varieties that you can't buy at the store. And I also picked a lot of things that either smell really good or weird colors. And you'll see as I go through, I also bought a lot of stuff that's just purely ornamental. Hudson Valley Seed Company, not the cheapest. These were probably the most expensive seeds I bought because they're organic. And don't really care about that. I will be using organic methods to grow, which I think would have more of an effect than just having an organic seed. But I was looking for two specific things, and everyone else was sold out that I looked at, smaller companies. Last year I went to Home Depot and got I think it was burpees seeds, and this year I'm trying to be a little more conscientious with my buying and got them from small seed companies. So this is the first up. Look at that amazing art. I will probably save the packet after this is done. But this is mint. Mint is very aggressive. If it decided to overrun all the grass in my yard, more power to it. The biggest thing with my gardening is I don't want to mow. Mowing with my heart problems gets very hard in August, so the less grass I have, the less grass and weeds that I have to treat like grass, the better. But mint smells very good. I will start some inside. There are 500 seeds in this little packet, so I may start 40 of them inside, and then after they germinate or don't germinate, I might just go sprinkle these in the grass, see what happens. Can you imagine mowing mint? How amazing that smell would be. This is sacred basil, also called holy basil or tulsi. I got it because it supposedly smells amazing. They say pretty heavenly scented on the back. 250 seeds. Basil's not, I don't think basil's one of those herbs that I like with my sensory stuff. There are certain herbs that if they're in a dish, it just overwhelms everything. If there's rosemary in a dish, it's like chewing on potpourri for me. So I'm very picky about herbs. I think basil's a problem, but I wanted something that smelled really good. Now, next up is from M.I. Gardner, which I will link his channel below. I haven't watched many of his videos, but M.I. is for Michigan, right across the lake. And I'm in zone 5B, which is kind of up there. You know, I'm not the surface of Pluto like Saskatchewan, but it does get pretty cold. Right now, the feels like temperature is -10 Fahrenheit. Last week, we had 5 days in a row of sub-zero temperatures. Like, the actual temperature had a minus sign in front of it. So I was thinking, okay, he's just across the lake. He's probably in the same zone. You know, the seeds that he grows and sells will probably be pretty suited to my area. And then he said in one video that he's in zone 6, but close enough. It's better than a seed company in San Diego where the plants that they grow the best, that they get the seeds from, are the ones that are acclimated to the warm weather. So, and I got a haul. Almost all of his seeds are $2 a packet. And most of the stuff I bought, there are hundreds of seeds in the packet. So I think I got $20 worth. Enough to get free shipping. Because I'm a sucker for free shipping. So, and I'm hoping something in here requires stratification, which is, cold stratification is, the seed needs to sit in cold, either outside in nature or in your refrigerator for a certain amount of time. So it goes, oh, it's winter. And then when it gets warm, it's like, oh, it's spring. And then it starts to germinate and starts its clock for growth and development. So he had a video that I watched last week about cold stratification and winter sowing, where you would sow the seeds now in a milk jug and you would put them outside and they would hopefully germinate out there. So I want to try that, even though it is horrific outside right now and it will probably get buried in snow. I'll have to go fish it out a couple of times, I'm sure, but I want to try it. Like, this is a lot of experimenting. This garden is, like I said, first year, it was very minimal. Last year, it was an experiment, and everything fell apart because life happened. Now, I'm going to give it another go. So, but I'm going to try different techniques. I've got plans to grow on the ground. I've got plans to do transplants. I've got plans to do raised beds. I bought the beds as a Christmas present to myself from their Birdie's beds from Epic Gardener. I actually got one big bed and then 2 tree surrounds because of my heart problems. The easiest, my blood pressure tanks if I'm standing up and bending over. So it's just easiest if I sit on my butt to garden. So I have a plastic shower curtain that I drag around with me. It also makes a really convenient way to gather weeds and sticks and stuff that you need to move across the yard. Okay, so first up, Broccoli Rob, which has small florets instead of the big whole honkin' broccolis. So I'm hoping it's less bitter if I harvest it in time. We will try a little bit of that. If I get super, mind you, I think this is a brassica, which are cool weather plants, but this is spring rapini. So, start indoors 8 weeks before outdoor planting, early spring after frost, midsummer for fall harvest. Okay, so might try growing this in the fall. Cabbage. Mammoth Red Rock. That's a cool color. I want to try making Ugandan cabbage. which I had when I was was in Uganda, if I can find the recipe. So, because it's really good. Ugandan food's not very spicy at all, so I'm hoping this will suit if I can get it to grow. I'm a little skeptical about my ability to grow leafy greens, which is sad because they're one of the vegetables that I eat on the regular. Broccoli, not so much because I don't like the giant bitter heads. So hopefully small ones, if I can harvest at the right time, it'll be good. Marigolds, this is a salad bowl mix, but I won't be eating these. They're supposed to be really good to plant with like tomatoes for pest control, and they're beautiful. So, oh wait, no, these aren't marigolds. Pfft, helps if I could read. This is a salad bowl mix. A premium artisan blend of greens that will rival any salad mix from the store. And it doesn't say what goes in here, so it was probably just a mix of seeds of everything he successfully grew last year and took seeds from. This is just the packing list, so don't need that. So nothing special here. Like I said, I'll put his channel information down there. He's in St. Clair, Michigan. And he puts his address on the seed packet. Goofy man. Okay. Cover crops. This is what I'm trying to do with the wildflowers. So if you sow a cover crop, so dirt does not want to be bare. If you don't put something on bare dirt, you're going to grow weeds. So hopefully if I'm not planting an area, or if I harvest everything out of a bed, I will sow this to cover it up. Has legumes, hardy grains, radish, and mustard to help heal your garden from all the growing. Make sure to till the plants before they go to seed. Perfect for planting or spring or fall. So you go through and you chop them down and you let them sit there and decay. So, but you have to do it before they go to seed. Otherwise, they just go bananas, I guess. Nasturtium. They're supposedly edible. I just think they're beautiful. And like I said, this is a largely ornamental endeavor besides the food. Here we go with the marigolds. Beautiful. Pest control for tomatoes. Just gorgeous. Hopefully I get a better germination rate than I did out of the burpees last year. But that might have been my fault. I think I underwatered stuff. Carrots. Carrots are a vegetable that I like. I get really sick of eating them, though, because I always tend to overeat. And I'm really curious what black nebula carrots are going to taste like. We'll see. Carrots, you're supposed to grow directly in the ground because they're a root and they don't like it being disturbed. So this will have to wait until after Mother's Day, which is kind of the rule of thumb in the Midwest. Don't plant anything in the ground until Mother's Day. But having everything, like having stuff I'm direct sowing that can't go out until mid-May, and then having stuff that I'm going to transplant that I have to start inside in like March or April will space everything out. And then having stuff like I'm going to try and probably grow the brassicas, the leafy greens, for the fall. Hopefully by having everything spaced out, I won't be so overwhelmed with just the amount of labor involved. And, my interests are scattered all over the place. Ornamental wheat, black tip wheat. It's for flower arrangements. I thought it just looked cool in the pictures. This is obviously some nice art. Brussels sprouts. Garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper, and grapes cut in half in a roasting pan in the oven until kind of crispy. Really good. The last time I bought Brussels sprouts at the grocery store, they got mushy really, really fast. So I'm hoping if I succeed in these, they will taste good and maybe last a little bit longer. Because, I don't know, where do they grow Brussels sprouts? Colombia? I don't know. But they probably come quite a long way to get to our grocery store. That one's cool. Giant winter spinach. So 3 to 4 weeks prior to last frost. Fall plant. And another salad bowl mix. Like I said, I was throwing things in to get to the free shipping. This is probably the coolest thing I bought. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to set myself up to grow this year. It's Moon and Stars watermelon, and it looks black. So I'm excited, and apparently it's supposed to be very sweet. And watermelon with a little bit of salt on it, rock on. Okay, the last bit, because wow, we're over 20 minutes. Hi, Kylie. Is from Botanical Interests, which was recently bought out by Epic Gardening, which is a YouTube channel. I will link it below. Maybe also Epic Homestead, which is Kevin's homesteading vlog channel. And it came in this box. This was also one where there was a sale, plus if you bought enough, you would get free shipping. Plus, the seed packets are gorgeous. Now, I'm going to try growing 2 types of corn. Corn, you actually eat the seeds. So if you're not supposed to grow multiple types because they will, if they cross-pollinate, you're not going to be able to eat it. But I'm going to try and succession sow, which sow one variety and then like 3 weeks later sow the other. Plus one I want to put in the front yard, at the very front corner, this kind, the popcorn strawberry. And then I want to do 3 sisters beds in the back with the butter gold sweet corn. And the corn needs to be grown in the ground, direct sown. You can't transplant it, or you can, but you're going to mess it up probably. Let's see how many days. Okay, so this is 63 days to maturity. This is 105 days to maturity. So I will probably plant this and then later come in with this guy in the backyard. So hopefully there will be no cross-pollinating. I will get delicious sweet corn. I'm not really planning on popping this. I kind of want to use it for like fall decorations. I think that would be really cool. Because I am also going to be growing there's a lot of stuff in this box. Gourds and pumpkins. So I have the hard shell gourd, which you can actually carve. That's exciting. Corsican is the name of the variety. It can be painted, carved, cut, or drilled as you would do wood for craft projects. Awesome. I am a member of the Society for Creative Anachronism, another hobby, and there are some amazing woodworkers who might get a kick out of this. Maybe an A&S project. And then 2 kinds of pumpkins. Jack B. Little, which are like the little personalized pumpkins, like 3 to 4 inches across, 2 inches tall is what it's saying on the back. You can grow it in containers. They're saying at least 50-gallon containers. Only 1 plant per container. I'm not sure. Well, okay, so the watermelon is going to take a lot of the watermelon and the pumpkins and the gourd, not real sure how I'm going to handle the planting. Like, not sure if I'm even going to manage them this year. They take up a lot of space, which is good because my neighborhood is very, very old houses and then lots that kept getting subdivided. But my lot is a very weird shape and never got subdivided. So it's very deep. I need to measure it, but there is a lot to mow. So if I have pumpkins and gourds and watermelon going crazy everywhere, that's less grass. I will probably do no-dig beds. The Three Sisters mounds are going to be no-dig beds, and anything else that's not in the containers will be a no-dig bed, which is cardboard, soil, compost, which I'm going to have to buy some because I have no idea how my composting efforts are going. The compost tumbler had stuff thrown in it throughout the spring and the fall, spring, summer, fall. Right now, I'm not even sure if it's buried. I'm not even sure if I can get to it. It might be completely buried in snow. I have gone out the back door once, and I was headed for, because of some treacherous stairs, and I was headed for the garage on a specific mission because I was told the garage door was frozen shut. In fact, it was not. But wasn't really paying attention to anything but my footing, so I didn't fall and screw up my knee again. Because it's still healing. It's going to be like another 12 weeks, maybe longer, before I'm fully released from PT and the doctor's visits. Before the doctor releases me into the wild, basically. Okay, here's the other kind of pumpkin. They're white. Casperita, aka Casper the Ghost Pumpkin. These are 4 to 4.5 inches. They'd be good for painting. And can you imagine this and this together in some kind of like centerpiece arrangement? Very pretty. Not that I've ever made a centerpiece arrangement before, but you know, ideas. I plan to give a lot of this stuff away if it grows to friends and family because there's no way I can do. Here's normal carrots, little finger, direct sow. We'll see what these taste like versus the black purple ones from MI Gardener. These are what I normally eat, similar to what I normally eat. And it's an heirloom. Heirloom means that the seeds have been saved from previous generations for like 50 to 100 years. It's the opposite of an heirloom would be a hybrid, which is where you cross two plants. An F1 hybrid is the first generation of crossing two plants, and if you save the seeds, which I'm not planning on saving seeds. I'll just buy new next year or use what's left over. That's a step I'm not ready to take. Anyways, if you save the seeds from an F1 hybrid, what you're going to get next year is not going to be the same as what you grew this year. So, but it might be they took a carrot that has amazing flavor and crossed it with a carrot that has disease resistance. And if you've got a lot of pest problems, disease problems, that might be the carrot to grow for you, even if you won't be able to grow the exact same carrot next year if you're trying to save seeds. This is just Seward's book. She's from Roots and Refuge Farm. The First Time Gardener Growing Vegetables. All the know-how and encouragement you need to grow and then fall in love with your brand new food garden. It's basically really basic stuff, but I wanted like something to ground me. Like all this knowledge that I'm getting from YouTube videos is great, but I wanted something in print. And okay, so when it comes to hybrids, if you want to be able to save the seeds and get another plant, Just like the parent plant, they need to be open-pollinated. Open-pollinated varieties are cultivars that have been grown for several generations. So not F1, probably not F2, F3. Each time the seeds are saved and grown, the plant becomes more stable and more consistent in the offspring that it produces. An open-pollinated hybrid is no different than an heirloom when it comes to seed saving. So heirlooms go, it's an heirloom if it's the same cultivar has been grown for 100 years, some people say 50, but a long time. So open-pollinated hybrids don't have enough, aren't old enough, that cultivar is not old enough to qualify as an heirloom, but you're still able to save seeds, at least according to Jess. And I mean, she wrote a book. She seems knowledgeable. The information I picked up from her channel has been repeated on other channels. You know, I kind of trust what she's saying. So we'll go with that. Anyways, that's the difference between an heirloom and a hybrid, open pollinated. Plain old carrots. Three sisters beds are corn. Let me get the corn I'm going to grow. You have the corn, you have beans, and you have squash. And the beans wrap up the corn instead of needing to be staked or on a trellis. And the squash grows at the bottom. And the pests that bother them and the nutrients they need, each plant is different. So you basically get their companion planting, and their traditional companion planting for the Americas. So we're going to give that a try just because it sounds cool. I don't like squash. I don't like beans. But I'm going to try. And like I said, I'll probably give away a bunch of stuff to friends and family, if it's viable, or it'll just go in the compost for next year, and it'll just be me growing stuff to grow stuff, which can be fun. In terms of beans, I hate beans. These are both pole beans, which pole beans means it needs to be on a pole. It runs up. Bush beans will grow in bush. So we have this one, the Trionfo Valeto. It's an heirloom. The pods are really pretty. This will be easy to find to pick because of the color. Apparently they turn green. The pods magically turn green when cooked. So that'll be fun. And then Scarlet Emperor, which is another heirloom, which is just really pretty, and it attracts hummingbirds. Maybe we'll see some hummingbirds. I don't even know if hummingbirds live here. I've never seen one. But also colorful. It'll be the sweet corn in the mound, and then the squash will be Lakota winter squash, which can be used as a decoration, I guess. And I forget why winter squash is called winter squash as opposed to summer squash. It may just be how when you sow it. No, I don't think you grow it in winter. I think these are frost tender. I don't remember. We'll see. It's an experiment. All of this is a big giant experiment. I may have a black thumb. Let's see. We're almost to the bottom of the box because we're going really long. Though I play, all of my Morrowind live streams go much longer than this. I mentioned that I was going to try growing potatoes that don't... I'm going to grow potatoes. I'm really excited about potatoes. I'm going to try growing tomatoes that don't taste like sadness. We have the Cherokee Purple, which Jock in the Garden. I will link his channel as well. He grows these all the time, but he's in San Diego. We'll see how well they do up there. I'm just going to try 1 or 2 plants. Like, I'll sow more and see what germinates, and then just take 1 or 2 of the plants and try to grow them fully. I might give the other, if I get a bunch that germinate, I might give the other seedlings to friends. Bree might get these. Then the other was a dwarf tomato, mini tomato, cherry tomato, that's what they're called. These are chocolate cherry. So that was just a cool name, and it's a different color than what you would find in the store. So hopefully they just don't taste like water and mush, and I really don't know how to describe tomato taste except onions. This is Flat of Italy, which has been available to gardeners since the late 1800s. So 4 to 6 weeks before your average last frost date. So this will be a fall plant. When the soil temperature is at least 45 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be measuring soil temperature. We may just wing it. When to start inside. Oh, you can start onions inside? I didn't know that. Recommended 10 to 12 weeks before your average last frost date. I'm going to have to get a calendar and like mark out when I need to start everything. And then when it's supposed to reach maturity. I'm going to need to make a really good plan. I did look up my last average frost date, which is in May, Mother's Day. I don't think it's the same weekend, but rule of thumb, in the Midwest, don't plant before Mother's Day in the ground. And then the first average frost date, now these are averages, meaning years and years and years, bonkers, global warming, polar vortex weather hasn't really been calculated in because, it came from the Farmer's Almanac website. So I'm sure their records go way back. But the mean might not be the average. The mean might not be, I don't remember math. Why am I trying to use fancy words? The average date might not be well adjusted for the current climate situation that we have. Anyways, a yellow, sweet, Spanish, Utah onion. I like onions a lot. So, onions, corn, or shallots. I ordered the shallots from Small Island Seed Company, so we'll see if I actually get them. But onions, though, if I'm eating them on a burger, I have to pull it off. So you'll still get, like the burger's still contaminated with the onion taste, but you're not chewing on a raw onion. Again, it goes back to my really sensitive sense of taste. And then we have sunflowers. 2 different colors, 2 different varieties. Really excited about these. Not sure where they're going to go. Maybe, I don't have a plan for the 3 raised beds that I bought. We'll figure that out when it becomes time. Like, I know I'm going to do the 3 Sisters mounds. I know I'm going to do the corn patch in the front. Don't really know what's going in the beds yet, the raised garden beds. So we have the Goldie Honey Bear, which is supposed to get 5 to 6 feet tall. And the Rouge Royale, which is a hybrid. And it's supposed to get 4 to 6 feet tall. So, a rich, velvety, deep red sunflower that doesn't shed its pollen, developed for the cut flower market. Okay, so I probably won't be saving the seeds from this if I were saving seeds. It is a hybrid. Long-lasting vase life, cut before the flower is completely open. This high-quality cutting flower doesn't drop its pollen. Okay. Not really sure what that means. Drought tolerant once established. Say anything about its generation. The botanical interest packets supposedly have a whole bunch of information on the inside. Like, they also put a little picture of the seedling, so you know if what's sprouting in your bed is a seedling or a weed. So hopefully you don't pull it. I have a feeling what's going to happen is stuff will start growing and I will just leave it until I can identify it as a weed or not. So I'll probably, and then I probably won't be able to ever identify it as a weed or not. And so I'll probably be growing weeds in with my flowers and fruit. Am I growing any fruit? I don't think I'm growing any fruit. I thought about strawberries and then I changed my mind. So flowers. Oh, the watermelon. If the watermelon makes it in the ground. So flowers, ornamentals, vegetables, weeds. That's probably what I'm going to grow this year. And then this one. The flowers are supposed to be 5 to 7 inches across when they open. Ooh. These are the variety that is in the Vincent van Gogh sunflower paintings. They're also drought tolerant. Who knows what kind of weather we're going to get this year. It's all a crapshoot. But botanical interests, lots of information. There's supposedly more information on the inside. I'm not going to be opening these because I don't want to spill seeds everywhere. I am a human disaster. I will dump it all over the living room, and that's just a waste. And last but not least, to help encourage butterflies, milkweed. These are food for the monarch butterfly, which I believe is still endangered. They're also pretty. Does it say anything about their scent? Sweet scent. So we're trying to smell good, look good, taste good. And hopefully not feel bad, as in texture and also like stabbing me or giving me a rash. I'm just waving the milkweed around because I have it. There are supposedly, they don't even say how many seeds are in here. It just says 150 milligrams. I can't even see them through the seed packet. They must be tiny. Like this one, the sunflower is 20 seeds. The chocolate cherry tomatoes, 20 seeds. The broccoli rabe, approximate seed count 300. I've heard that you will 99% of the time you will get as many seeds as it says on the packet, but you might get more. He's supposedly really kind of throws in a little bit extra, like he sells on Etsy or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna upload this. I hope I don't know, the like 2 people that watch my channel. Hopefully you enjoy this. Kylie is excited to see it. And stay safe, stay warm, and Morrowind will be coming soon. Bye.